So I'm going to make a bold statement right now, and that is that you right there, you don't care enough about the people in your business, your staff, and the fact that you don't care enough means that it's impacting on your business and it's losing you competitive edge with those around you in your marketplace. Guys, my name's Mike, and I've been focused solely on the past few years on helping businesses to build a values-based business built on the principles, one of our core values, the core value for me, which is family, building the working families within your business. Look, whatever you do, whatever business you're in, whether you're, a window cleaner, a one-man band, or you have 100 employees within your business, you need a human element to your business. There is no business on the face of the planet, ladies and gentlemen, that does not have any human existence within it to be able to do any functionality. Even my window cleaner, who is a one-man band, has a human part within his business. It's him. In actual fact, there's two. He has his son as well. So at the end of the day, the human parts of your business are so fundamental. They are the biggest, the most impactful, and the most costly asset that you are ever going to have in your business. They'll be bigger and more expensive than your premises, than vehicles within your company, than any other materials, any other, kind of products or machinery that you have in your business. They have the biggest impact. They have the most significant impact you can probably imagine in your business. In fact, your business is going to live and die by the teams and people that you have in it. The simple fact of the matter is you can't do this alone. Okay, you can't do this alone. You can't go through this process and build your business and scale it up and achieve all the goals and aspirations that you have in your business on your own. You need a team. You need a team of people around you, other human beings that are going to help you to progress to that particular stage. So today, one of the things I want to go through, and I'll come to it in a minute, is the 5 problems with your family, the 5 problems with your working family, the teams in your business. And we're going to go through briefly how you can start looking how you can put some of those bits right and correcting it. So a brief message around obviously what we're doing here right now. This is our YouTube video, and for those of you on the podcast, we're also putting this onto the podcast channel as well. Clearly, just said that. So one of the key things is we're going to be doing a seasonal kind of process, and this will be the very first time that we're doing it. It's experimental for me, it's experimental for our business, but it's trying to get out there and trying to give some supportive tips to try and help you in your business. And we'll be looking throughout the season to try and get interviews on board as well, to talk through how you can get more for your business, how you can help impact on your working family positively and have much more competitive edge, what we call outstaffing the competition. Okay, and what that means is basically, like we just said, you can't do this on your own. No man, no woman can do this on their own. So in terms of things, it's not about how much money you're spending on your staff. It's not about being crazy and saying, I'm willing to spend any form of salary, any kind of price on my staff to bring them in to be competitive. It's about saying within the means that you have in your business and the staff, the team that you have, how do you maximize the potential from where you are with the group of people that you have to outstaff the competition? To actually, the biggest differentiator between you and your competitors is most likely the individual talent within your business, right? So how do you maximize that? How do you, unleash that and let it run and actually, outperform the rest of the people in your market, in your locality, wherever you are, right? That's the principle. That's the underlying principle right here. And obviously, if you have a strong working family within your business, then what you're doing is you're creating a sense of belonging. You think about what? Religion. We can think about things like football teams, rugby teams. You can think about other kind of groups that you belong to, that you're passionate about, charities, your country, your kind of your own family. and network, you all have a sense of belonging. So, for example, the reason that people will follow a football team that's doing abysmally, maybe isn't in the Premiership, and is having a bad time, they still follow that because of that sense of belonging, because of that sense that they belong there with a mass group of other people, and they are wanting against all odds for the best to happen for their team. And everybody is on the same bandwidth. Everybody is working towards the same goal and aspiration, even if they're in like a group chat on Facebook or whatever the case may be around their own particular team. They're immersed in it. They're part of it, and they feel it. They feel the pain. They feel the raw emotion within being part of that group, part of that family. They have a sense that this is where I belong. These are my kind of people. And what we want to do is put that into place in your business. Could you imagine if you had that kind of following in your business? You transform from having people coming to work just so they can pay their rent or pay their mortgage or pay their bills, and actually not wanting to be there at all, to a place where your people are actually saying, I want to come to work because they want to be around their extended family, where they belong. It's like a Cheers metaphor, where everybody knows your name. That's where you want to be, wherever you lay your hat. That's the kind of people I want to be around. And it's trying to instill that culture within your business, because as soon as you do, you're going to have less staffing problems. You're going to have less of the negative turnover. I say negative turnover because there is positive turnover. And you're also going to have more of a commitment value to your business. And your customers are the ones that ultimately out of this are the ones that are going to benefit from the support you're going to be giving to your staff. So onto the 5 points that we have. So number one is you're not actually focused on the money. You're focused solely on the salaries. You may be saying to yourself, I'm paying Timmy X amount of money. Why can't I just do what I asked him and employ him to do for the money I'm freaking paying him? Timmy, work for me, Timmy. And that may be part of the process of what's going through your mind. And if you're focusing on the money, you're focusing what you can get out of people rather than what you can give to people. People don't work that way. It's not buying a commodity. You're not buying ink cartridges for your printer and saying, well, why are they not printing enough pages? I paid for these ink cartridges. I want them to print more. It's not a case of that. Timmy isn't a printer. He ain't ink cartridges, man. So at the end of the day, you've got to work on what works best with people. The commodity for people is not necessarily money. It's relationships. We work built on relationships. If you build a good relationship with Timmy, Timmy is going to want to work for you. He will have that level of commitment. That's his commodity. It's an unspoken commodity. Yeah, he needs money to pay his bills. He's got rent to pay. He's got kids to feed. He's got a wife to keep happy. At the end of the day, that's all fair and well. But to get more out of him, other than just the bare necessities, you need to work on a relationship level. I'm not saying, there's people out there, I'm the boss, I don't want to have a relationship with people. I don't want to go across that boundary. I want there to be a distance. Great, okay, you do that. You're not going to get the most out of your people. You need to have a place of belonging, create a positive culture in your business. To do that, you are going to have to build rapport. You're going to have to build relationships. And you need to stop focusing on the freaking money. You need to think about what else, and I know this is going to be controversial, what else can you give to your staff that you're not giving right now that will help them and inspire them to perform better for you? Yep, that's right. I'm asking you to give more. I'm asking you to go above and beyond just the paycheck. I'm asking you to go away, and I want you to think, what else am I not doing that I could do for my staff? How can I give more to them? Right? That's what I want you to do. Stop focusing on the money. Focus on the relationship. That's the true commodity with people. The next one is you don't look for the hidden skills. You don't look for the hidden talent within your team. So many times they get people that come into these kind of interns or apprenticeships or lower level roles. They come in and they're performing a function, an admin clerk or a barista, or perhaps actually they're studying, they've come to work in your beauty salon. Whatever the case may be, you could have a whole raft of different hidden skill sets within those people. Just because they're coming in, they're great at working on a database. Well, do you know what? They might have actually gone to university and studied accountancy. That might be a skill that could help you. What about the person who's coming in, they're working as a barista, but that's their part-time job. Their full-time gig, really, that's their education, their university course, and they're studying to do marketing. Would marketing help your business? You're already paying for the skill set. You've already got the employee there. Just imagine if you can give more back to your staff. Think again, back to point number 1, about building those relationships. Just think about that for a minute and take somebody who's come into your business. They're working on a particular task in a particular role. However, they have a hidden skill set. They have a superpower that it doesn't actually conform to the role they're in. Does that mean you should take them out of the job they're in? Not necessarily so, but it doesn't mean that you can't do a quid pro quo with that person. It doesn't mean that if you bring that person in and you enable them to use the skill set that they're learning at university around marketing, HR, finance, whatever the case may be, if you bring them in with that skill set and see how it could actually help and support your business, they're getting experience that they wouldn't otherwise get. That's going to be massive in their CV. That's going to be massive for their future career progression. That will be huge. Equally, you, for free, are also benefiting from that person being able to come in and support and help on that. You've already got the person there. You're already paying for them. They have a skill. Why turn a blind eye to it? If you can give more to them, they will give more to you. And equally, if you're giving those people that opportunity to use that skill set, do you think they're going to be so quick to leave to go to a job where they won't? You know, what do you think? It seems like it makes common sense. Look for the hidden talents. Look for the hidden skill sets. What's that? You don't know what the hidden skill sets are? For God's sake, man, ask them. That's what you've got to do. Sit down, talk to your people, build that relationship. Ask and look for what different skill sets they have and what else they can bring to the table. But equally, what more can you give to them, even if it's just an experience to use those skills. So then number 3 is that, this is a big one. So often you'll be treating your staff as though they're a disposable income. If Timmy leaves, I can get Jane. It's not a big problem for me. If one goes, I can fill it with another person. It's just a barista at the end of the day. That doesn't show any kind of warmth, any relationship, or any kind of bond with another human being. You've got to remember, they're not a commodity. This isn't just a machine. Oh, the machine's packed in, the toaster stopped working, I can go and pick up a new toaster. It doesn't work that way. If you've got no kind of belonging to that person, if you're not building any rapport and you're treating them as though they're a disposable product or a disposable commodity within your business, guess what? They're going to pick that up, man. And they're not going to want to come and work with you. They're not going to want to be with you. They're not going to stay with you. They're not going to want to give any more to you. And if they're not giving more to you, they're not giving more to your customers. And your customers aren't getting more. They're not going to be as happy as they are with your competitors. At the end of the day, it all goes down the food chain. You've got to treat people the way you would want to be treated. It just amazes me. There's so many people out there that start their own gig. They start their own business because they are tired of working for a tyrant in the commercial world. They're tired of being an employee working for a horrible, horrible manager. And believe you and me, we've all had, haven't we? We've all had that process in the past where we've worked for a manager that has completely turned you off, maybe even turned you off your career, and you've taken a different path entirely. But it's had such a negative impact on you that you're there now setting up your own thing to get away from them. And could you imagine that if you do that, you completely forget about it when you start employing people and you start acting in the same way. And you're wondering why you're not getting the results that you wanted. You're not getting the income that you wanted. You're not keeping the staff that you wanted. Your company isn't growing. It isn't competing against the other people in the market. The reason why is because you're treating your people like crap. Stop doing it. Stop that behavior. Remember, the commodity that counts here is relationships. Relationships is what matters. So look and focus on building strong bonds, strong relationships with your staff, and help them to turn on to the business and not off from the business. Number 4 is that you are actually focusing too much on your customers. Yeah, that's true, okay? You think customer number 1. Actually, number 1 is the people in your business. If we take a restaurant, for example, take a cafe, and you're not actually directly impacting on the customers. You're not there serving the coffee and talking to the customers out front. You've got staff that are doing that, right? So they are the face, they are the main point of interaction with your clients. Why on earth would you put the clients number 1 when the person who's delivering the service to them is your staff? They come back to the same points we've just spoken about earlier. If they're not committed, if you're not giving more to them, you're not building relationships, you're treating them as a commodity, what kind of reaction do you think they're going to have with your customers? At the end of the day, that's the sole game. You have a product service. Your opportunity is to give that product or service and sell it to your customers. You need someone to help you to make that transaction take place. In steps your staff. If you've completely turned them off from your business, what kind of service and value are they going to offer? The bare minimum, one might think. What do you reckon? Or do you think they're going to go above and beyond because they're really committed to the business, they're really committed to the other people that they're working with, and also to you? Which one is it going to be? You've got to focus on that commodity that counts, relationships, and focus on building them first with your staff, because your staff are the ones that are building it with your customers. 9 times out of 10, it's not directly you. You may be one part of it, yes, but you won't be all of it. So you need to make sure that you're giving every kind of inspiration to your staff to make sure that they're passing that down the food chain to your customers, the ones that are paying the money into your business, helping you to generate your revenue, helping you and your business and your own personal family to have a taste of that success. And number 5 is you're absolutely blind to the culture vacuum that's within your business. I think, this is one of the biggest ones, that when you have a business and it's been there for a few years, you've built a team, people have come and gone, and you've treated people like commodity maybe, you've not paid enough attention, you've not done enough of the relationship building, and at the end of the day, you think that, someone else goes, I'll bring somebody else in. It doesn't make any blind difference. It's just a barista job or whatever, an admin role. If you're thinking in that way, if you're taking that line of approach, you're not focusing on what kind of culture you're building. Yeah, I mean, if you just imagine if you went to a party with a friend and something major had happened, 2 people have had a huge fight in the middle of this party, right? What's the atmosphere like? It's pretty horrendous. So if you don't take an approach where you're trying to focus on what kind of atmosphere you're building in your business, you're going to have a very bad, negative atmosphere, or one that doesn't actually benefit your company whatsoever. And that comes down to your cultures. If you aren't setting what that culture is, if you're not setting the boundaries, if you're not setting the values and principles within your business that you're expecting other people to actually sign up to when they come and work for you, it's not a case that nobody does. It's not a case that if you've not done this, well, there isn't one, because your staff by default will fill the vacuum. You won't continue to have this weird vacuum where there's absolutely zero atmosphere or culture in your business. Of course there is one. It's just you haven't had any direct impact on driving what it's going to be. And it's one of the biggest things that's going to impact on your business. Why on earth would you let somebody else build that? Especially if you are treating your staff not as well as you could be, then potentially you are actually inspiring the counter to what you need, which is a negative atmosphere, a bad culture. And one of the things that you've got to realize is actually once that's there, once that culture has been put into place, whether you've designed it by mistake, or whether your staff have designed it for you, even those that have left and not even part of your company, then it's really hard to unpick a culture, a dynamic, an atmosphere that is already there. It's really hard to unpick that. So if you've got an opportunity to try and put one in place before your teams get too big, then you absolutely have to focus on filling that vacuum with the right content, the right culture, the right values, the right principles, and the right personalities to build your family. Yeah, that's right, family. Ultimately, this all comes down to, and you should visualize it as a family in the workplace. Everybody is a brother and sister within your business, and everybody should be looking out for one another. Yes, families fall out, people make mistakes, but you can ultimately put those things right. You have a foundation rock of what everybody believes in and aspires to, and everybody's committed to that bigger picture for their working family. Build your culture. So guys, just to kind of recap, number one is you're focused too much on the money. You focus too much on the money, and the commodity underlying all of these points is building relationships. Stop focusing on money, focus on relationships. Number two is you're not looking at the hidden talents that are already on the plate for you to go in and actually savor like a buffet from the staff that you already have. Have a look, have those conversations, talk to the people in your business and see what you can get back from your staff if you give them something more. What hidden skill sets do they have that can contribute to you and your business? Number three, stop treating your staff as a disposable commodity. Stop assuming that if that person doesn't like it here, they can go, I'll bring in somebody else just the same as them. Stop the disposable commodity. Number four is to focus on your staff first. Put your staff first, above your customers. They're serving your customers. Put them first. Put them first. They will put your customers first for you. And number five, the final one, is focus on your culture. Don't let there be a culture vacuum that somebody else fills for you. The impact on your business is massive. It's dire if you don't set it and you don't set it right. So concentrate on that. What atmosphere, what culture do you have right now? Everybody, I want to know in the comments or on the feedback, I want you to let me know what else you would add to this list. If you could add anything else to this, number 6, 7, 8, what would it be that you think at the moment in time? Or maybe you're an employee and you're experiencing something that's not on this list right now that you think has a major negative impact, that if they put it right, it would make a huge difference to you. Or perhaps actually you completely disagree with me and you think I'm just full of crap. At the end of the day, put that in the comments too. I want to know. I want to know what's going on in your business. I want to know how we can help you to get more from your business and help you to build the working family. Guys, right now there will be other videos that will be appearing elsewhere, and also there'll be other podcasts that we'll be putting out too. And what I would implore you to do is don't end this conversation here. Go click on those, learn a bit more, follow through on the rest of the season as we go through, and follow on to the next ones as we do those too. And let us know, click the link, share and subscribe, and please spread, I think I just got that mixed up, spread the message on the podcast to other people too, and give us your review. I look forward to speaking to you. Catch you in the next video.